for the foreseeable future. We have no plans to move out of the Maranello wind tunnel. Ayao Komatsu said it, and that sentence should have killed every rumor about Haas secretly running a second Formula One aero program inside Toyota's Cologne facility. Instead, it exposes something more dangerous. Toyota does not need to give Haas a second wind tunnel. It only needs to build a second brain around the one tunnel Haas is legally allowed to use. That is the so-called loophole, not an illegal model hidden behind locked doors. Toyota is building a larger development machine around Ferrari's tunnel. Stronger simulation, cleaner manufacturing, faster correlation, and fewer wasted runs. The FIA can count tunnel hours and audit CFD. It cannot ban a partner from making a team smarter. Haas needs that help. After 11 Grand Prix, the team sits 7th with 21 points, and neither Oliver Bearman nor Esteban Ocon has scored since Monaco. Bearman left Hungary, saying he had lost all level of confidence in the car. That is not casual frustration. That is a driver telling the factory the vehicle has become an argument he no longer understands. So is Toyota's pipeline the rescue Haas needs, or has Haas invited a giant into the room and handed it the keys? Stay with me, because the phrase illegal loophole is wrong, clever, and frightening at the same time. Subscribe now, because this partnership could change Haas completely. First, let us remove the nonsense. Haas cannot legally nominate Ferrari's wind tunnel and quietly test current Haas Formula One geometry in Toyota's tunnel. The 2026 regulations allow each team to nominate only one tunnel for a 12-month period. Any restricted tunnel work performed by an associate, contractor, or outside company for that team's benefit must happen in the nominated facility. The rules also cover outside work later handed to a team. Toyota cannot test a Haas floor in Cologne, call it a hobby, and email the result to Banbury. The FIA knows the tricks. There is no credible public evidence of an illegal second tunnel program. The real story is that the regulations measure direct aerodynamic testing, while Toyota can improve almost everything around that testing. Think of the tunnel as a casino, where every team receives a fixed number of chips. At a standard 100% allocation, the regulations permit 320 restricted runs, 80 hours of wind-on time, and 400 hours of occupancy in each aerodynamic testing period. A sliding scale changes those limits according to championship position. Yet equal chips do not create equal intelligence. One outfit can arrive with 10 confused concepts and burn its allocation. Another can use simulation and ruthless selection to arrive with 2 strong ideas. Both spend 1 run. Only one learns something useful. That difference has punished Haas for years. Its operation is spread across the United States, Britain, and Italy. Ferrari supplies the power unit and tunnel access, while race operations center around Banbury. Haas can look like a group project, assembled 5 minutes before the presentation. Komatsu understood the weakness. Haas could use Ferrari's simulator, but distance and staffing limited the program. He admitted it was not being used in anger. The team managed roughly 10 to 15 simulator days in a year, a tiny amount compared with leading operations. Toyota entered the partnership in 2024, offering design, technical, and manufacturing support. The relationship expanded until the outfit became TGR Haas for 2026. Toyota also backed previous car testing, personnel development, and a new driver-in-loop simulator in Banbury. That simulator is the center of the controversy because it attacks the waste around the tunnel without changing the legal tunnel limit. A wind tunnel does not design a fast car by magic. It measures a physical model under controlled airflow. Engineers adjust permitted variables, study the forces, and compare the result with CFD. Under the 2026 rules, the model cannot exceed 60% scale, and tunnel speed cannot exceed 50 meters per second. Every serious run therefore needs to answer a valuable question. Haas's problem has been the quality of the loop. The driver feels instability. Engineers inspect telemetry. Designers create a change. Manufacturing builds it. The tunnel and CFD test it. The simulator predicts the full vehicle. Then the track validates the theory or humiliates everyone. When departments disconnect, the loop becomes poisonous. The factory fixes understeer, the rear becomes nervous, the next package destroys tire life, and confidence disappears. The team starts solving yesterday's problem with tomorrow's budget. Hungary was the warning siren. Bearman described heavy sliding, degradation, and no confidence. Ocon said the team needed more performance from future upgrades. 5 races without points turned Haas from a midfield nuisance into a car rivals expect to beat. Toyota's job is to compress that loop. A proper driver-in-loop simulator allows Haas to test setup directions, suspension behavior, energy management, and the effects of an existing aero map without spending a physical tunnel run every time someone asks, "What happens if we change this?" It does not create free wind tunnel data. It helps the team understand the legal data it already owns. Suppose Haas has 3 floor concepts. Under the old process, uncertainty may force it to manufacture and tunnel test all 3. Toyota's simulation knowledge, production discipline, and extra manpower could eliminate the weakest concept earlier. Haas then spends its legal allocation comparing 2 serious candidates instead of proving the third idea was rubbish. The FIA sees 2 legal runs. Rivals see more performance per run. Fans scream loophole. Toyota smiles and asks why everybody is upset about preparation. Correlation is the next layer. That means agreement between CFD, tunnel data, simulator behavior, and the real car. When those 4 realities disagree, an upgrade becomes roulette. Every team has produced a part that looked brilliant on a screen and behaved like a shopping trolley in crosswind. Toyota brings decades of industrial process control and motorsport experience. That does not guarantee success. Toyota spent huge money on its original F1 team from 2002 to 2009 and never won a Grand Prix. It already proved that a massive budget can purchase a very expensive lesson in humility. This partnership is different because Toyota is not building the entire car. Ferrari remains the foundation. Haas continues using Maranello because its upgraded tunnel is better suited to the team's immediate needs, including a modern rolling road surface. Toyota's Cologne tunnel was once elite, but Haas publicly chose Ferrari's facility. That creates the strangest technical sandwich on the grid. Ferrari provides the power unit and nominated tunnel. Toyota supplies people, process, simulator capability, and manufacturing support. Dallara remains involved. It sounds ridiculous. It might be genius. Haas avoids paying to duplicate every facility of a front-running team. It accesses elite tools where needed, while Toyota fills gaps Ferrari cannot or will not fill. The FIA can restrict aero testing, but it cannot order Haas to remain badly organized. It cannot ban clean manufacturing or punish a simulator because it helps a driver explain the car without screaming over the radio. This is where the FIA can't do anything becomes partly true. The FIA can act if Toyota performs restricted aero work outside Haas's nominated tunnel. It can audit images, meshes, data, and reports. Exceeding the limit brings a minimum future reduction equal to 10 times the excess, with further punishment still possible. 5 illegal extra runs could therefore cost 50 later. That is an engineering department watching its season disappear through arithmetic. What the FIA cannot punish is legal productivity. Unless the rules are rewritten so broadly that competence itself becomes illegal, Toyota is free to help Haas spend every permitted run more intelligently. Now imagine the reaction inside rival factories. The large teams will publicly shrug. Nobody wants to announce, "Yes, we are terrified Haas discovered project management." Privately, technical directors will ask how much Toyota knowledge is entering the team, how quickly the Banbury simulator is becoming useful, and where the boundary sits between Toyota's independent work and work performed for Haas. That scrutiny is fair. Haas entered F1 with a controversial model based on Ferrari components and external support. Rivals complained because the team appeared to skip expensive years of infrastructure building. The approach was legal, but legality has never stopped the paddock, acting as though someone stole the family silver. This arrangement creates the same suspicion. One side will say Haas is finally behaving seriously. A cost-capped championship should reward efficient partnerships rather than billion-dollar duplication. The other side will ask how independent the team really is. If Toyota supports design, manufacturing, simulation, and personnel, while Ferrari supplies the engine and tunnel, at what point does a partnership become a distributed factory wearing one entry badge? Ferrari has its own reason to watch. Komatsu said Toyota would enhance the Ferrari relationship, not replace it, and safeguards were arranged to protect Ferrari intellectual property. Yet Toyota is not a charity. It wants current F1 knowledge, trained engineers, and a driver pathway. The deeper it moves into Haas, the more influence it gains. Today, Toyota helps build the simulator. Tomorrow, it shapes development priorities. Later, it may influence staffing or driver decisions. Eventually, someone in Maranello may wonder whether Ferrari is still the foundation or merely the landlord whose tenant found a richer friend. That is not sabotage. It is corporate gravity. Fans should remain cynical. Promises about correlation and new tools often arrive shortly before both cars crash out in Q1. Haas must prove this on track. Its 21 points hide an ugly split. Behrman has 18. Ocon has 3. The vehicle looked useful at Spa and miserable in Hungary 1 week later. That swing is exactly what stronger simulation and correlation should reduce. So tell me, is Toyota building Haas into a smarter independent threat, or is Haas becoming Toyota's unofficial factory team, one department at a time? In my view, people call this a loophole because the truth sounds less dramatic but matters more. Toyota has not exposed a hole that permits illegal tunnel testing. It has exposed a weakness in the competitive logic of the aerodynamic restrictions. The FIA limits quantity. Toyota is attacking quality. A badly prepared team can waste 80 hours of wind-on time. An elite operation can turn the same 80 hours into a season-changing package. The regulation treats those hours equally because there is no sensible alternative. The FIA cannot place a steward in every engineering meeting and deduct CFD time whenever somebody asks a clever question. That is why this could become Haas's biggest weapon. Do not get carried away. Mercedes leads with 379 points. Ferrari has 307, McLaren 220, and Red Bull 177. Haas is not joining that fight because somebody installed a simulator. A motion platform is not a magic carpet. Midfield battles, however, are decided by smaller margins. Haas leads Audi by 9 points, and Williams by 10. One successful package can protect 7th. One engineering disaster can send the team toward 9th. Avoiding one failed upgrade may be worth millions in championship revenue and months of factory confidence. A local simulator can also improve race weekend response. Previously, Haas personnel had to travel to Maranello. With a Toyota-supported tool in Britain, overnight setup work becomes more realistic. Drivers can test a direction before the garage commits. Engineers can explore why one circuit exposed instability while another hid it. For Behrman, this is personal. A young driver losing confidence is saying the car's reactions no longer match his expectations. Confidence returns when the vehicle becomes predictable. Predictability comes from understanding. For Ocon, 3 points against Behrman's 18 makes every weekend look like a driver problem. Better simulation offers another way to separate setup weakness from driving weakness. That can protect performance and reputation. For Komatsu, this is an ultimatum without anyone saying the word. He replaced the loud chaos of the old Haas era with an engineering-first approach. Toyota backed that vision and placed its name on the team. If it works, Komatsu becomes the man who transformed the smallest outfit through efficiency. If it fails, the excuses disappear. Toyota wants to return without repeating its old works team failure. Haas wants support without losing its identity. Ferrari wants influence without supplying every missing capability. The FIA wants partnerships without invisible extra development. Everybody needs the arrangement. Nobody fully controls where it ends. The boundary remains clear. Toyota may teach methods, build approved parts, support a simulator using legal data, and train engineers through previous car testing. The moment it generates current Haas aero results in an undeclared facility and passes them back, the clever pipeline becomes a scandal. The hard part is that knowledge moves through people. Experience travels in habits, questions, and instincts. Toyota staff learn current F1 processes from Haas. Haas staff learn Toyota methods. That transfer is not hidden. It is one of the declared purposes of the partnership. So no, the FIA is not powerless against cheating. It is powerless against learning. That is the real reveal. The illegal tunnel is not a second building. It is the growing network of people and tools that makes Haas's one legal tunnel more valuable. Toyota has not forced Haas through a forbidden door. It has shown Haas that the locked door was never the only route to performance. The fallout begins after the summer break. Haas is expected to bring another upgrade, and the pressure is brutal. Behrman wants confidence. Ocon wants performance. Komatsu needs proof the process is improving. Toyota needs evidence its investment produces more than logos and corporate slogans. Watch the floor stability. Watch tire degradation. Watch whether both drivers find balance earlier in the weekend. Most importantly, watch whether the new parts behave like the factory predicted. If they work immediately, the paddock will call Toyota's influence brilliant. Rivals will whisper about loopholes. Fans will imagine a full Toyota return. Ferrari will smile for the cameras and read every data-sharing clause twice. If the package fails, the grand theory crashes out. The simulator becomes an expensive gaming chair. People, product, pipeline becomes a slogan hanging above a workshop where the car still slides through medium-speed corners. There is no comfortable middle ground now because Toyota's name is on the team. Haas wanted capability. It got it. Toyota wanted a real F1 pipeline. It got it. The FIA wrote rules that stop a secret second tunnel, but those rules cannot stop a smarter legal operation, extracting more value from the first. That is not an illegal loophole. It is more annoying than that. It is legal. Pick a side. Has Toyota found the smartest legal path to turn Haas into a serious midfield force? Or is this partnership becoming a factory takeover hiding in plain sight? Put your verdict in the comments and subscribe, because when Haas's post-break upgrade hits the track, the excuses end, and somebody in this partnership will be exposed.